Welcome everybody to episode 44 of our South Carolina Gamecocks revamped Dynasty here. We are in the national championship for the first time in the series. The first 2 years we came up short. Last episode here in season 3 though, we beat Alabama in the SEC championship game. It was a whole lot closer than it really should have been, as we almost let them come back there in the fourth quarter. Final score was 38-31. But today we have an opportunity to take down the second-ranked Buckeyes. They were originally third, but Oregon got upset in their Pac-12 championship game, so the Buckeyes are able to get a spot here in the national championship. It's going to be a tough battle, but the Gamecocks have a great offense while the Buckeyes have an excellent defense, so it is going to be a very, very interesting game to watch as the day starts with Marshawn losing a yard. The running game has slowed down for us across the last few weeks. It's something that I've really wanted to get going, but 2nd and 11, they're going to throw it for the first time. It's intercepted by Powers. Julius Canary threw it straight to him. He's tripped up right around the 20, but he didn't even see him in coverage. Scott Hall was the intended target, but the pass was not good at all, and the Buckeyes get an early break here on 1st and goal. CJ Stroud's going to go to Ballard, and he's got nowhere. Jaden Ballard's going to lose 3 on the jet sweep, trying to get fancy with it. A very, very electric offense as well, so don't let their defensive numbers fool you. The Buckeyes are very good on offense, but on a 3rd and goal, they're going to run the draw to Travion Henderson, who does everything he can to get a few yards, but they're going to settle for a field goal. So despite the early interception, the Gamecocks don't really get much out of it. Or don't really lose much out of it besides 3 points. Scott Hall on a 2nd and inches is going to get a crossing route first down for 7 yards. A good check down there by Julius Canary. Now 2nd and 10. Canary's going to go to Sampson on the curl route. Sampson breaks free out across the 40. Down to the 20, and at the 18-yard line, he's brought down. 46 yards for Landon Sampson as they are now in red zone territory on a 2nd and 9. Going to go to Scott Hall, bouncing off of the first tackler, and he's going to run for a couple more. That's going to make it a 3rd and 6 now for the Gamecocks. Julius Canary all alone. He's going to take it, fire, almost intercepted again. Should have been intercepted by Kurt Williams, but instead we are going to get a field goal and tie it up at 3-all. Now 2nd and 6. CJ Stroud goes to Henderson. He's got nowhere to go, losing 3, and that is going to be another loss for this Buckeyes offense. And now they'll face a 3rd and 9 here. What a tackle by Kwan Banks. He has been pretty good for us out there in the secondary, but the Buckeyes still have a chance here. 3rd and 9, early in the first still. About 2.5 minutes remain. Stroud lets go of it, and it is intercepted by Anthony Rose. Anthony Rose, the deep safety, was lurking there, and that one sailed a little too long as Anthony Rose came over and just snatched it out of the air. Number 12 there with his 2nd interception of the year, I believe. He may have a few more than that, but that is one of his biggest, no doubt about it. The Gamecocks, though, quickly to a 3rd and 8. No problem. They're going to hit the slant to Landon Sampson. He's got it in traffic. A dangerous pass, but still it's going to get through. Now 1st and 10 is going to go to Marshawn. Marshawn's got 4 yards. He is quickly brought down from behind. Now the Gamecocks on a 3rd and 6. Canary wants to roll out. He's going to fire down towards the 5, and it's almost brought in. Corey Rucker had a chance at a crazy catch, but instead Marcus Clark is going to stick this one right down the middle of the uprights, and we're going to go up 6-3 here with about 18 seconds left in the first quarter. The Buckeyes face a 3rd and 1. Henderson stumbles, nowhere to go. He doesn't even get back to the line of scrimmage. And the Gamecocks defense continues to stand strong. 2nd and 10, they're going to go to the jet sweep. This time it's Landon Sampson. Usually it's Brandon Robinson. Maybe they should have stuck it to Brandon Robinson because Sampson barely gets a yard. Now 3rd and 9. Julius Canary, it's going to be a play-action concept here. He's going to fire to the out route, and Brandon Robinson stretching out. He's got 19 yards. Now 1st and 10 in shotgun formation. 7 minutes remain. Hale down the middle of the field. Just like that, Scott Hall breaks a few tackles, 35 yards. He just hailed that one up there, and that is a big pass and catch there by Julius Canary to Scott Hall. He just lobs it up, kind of floated it a little too long as the Buckeyes defense had a chance to get under it, but nobody was looking, and Scott Hall is going to have a big first down now in the red zone. 2nd and 4 later on the same drive. Canary gets thrown to the ground. He's going to lose 11 now. It's going to put them in a deep Deep 3rd and 15. Jay Canary, he's going to step up, fire, and it's intercepted by Burke. He threw it into double coverage, and that is the second of the day by this Buckeyes defense. And this time, Julius Canary has no option but to blame himself. That one was blatantly right to the defender. At least the one earlier, maybe you could say he had some type of opening. That one was not even close. 1st and 10, though. C.J. Stroud trying to get this offense going. He finally connects with his man, Marvin Harrison Jr. He is wrestled down from behind. Now 3rd and 1. They can't even get the first down on 2nd down. So they're going to have to settle for a run here on 3rd down. Most likely it's going to be a read option. C.J. Stroud's got the first down, bouncing off of a few tacklers, and he's got 12 yards. Brutus over there jumping for joy. This Buckeyes offense finally getting some momentum now. 1st and 10, it's going to be a pitch play. Stroud can't even let go of it as he is quickly brought down by Rory Patrick, the outstanding true freshman defensive lineman. Now 3rd and 15 for the Buckeyes. Stroud wants to throw, falls down, and he just sails that one straight to the ground. And the Buckeyes offense once again stalling out here. Still 6-3 is your score. Canary now on a 3rd and 11 connects with Rucker. He's got 18 on that one, and that is a big first down. Now 1st and 10, Julius Canary's going to pitch it off the triple option. Carroll's got it, making a few guys miss, and he swerves in and out of traffic for a first down and 13 yards there. They are 3 of 6 on 3rd downs now, facing a 3rd and 7. We're looking to get this offense going. It's going to be a pass from Canary, tipped in the air, and it's almost caught. 2 guys went for it, and they actually knocked it out of each other's hands. The Gamecocks now trail, or have to punt it back to the Buckeyes, who continue to trail here 6-3. They're going to start their drive with a big jet sweep to Jaden Ballard, and he's got a first down, 15 yards. Jaden Ballard, a good run there. Now 2nd and 14, under 2 minutes remaining in the half. It's going to be a run to Travion Henderson. He's trying his best to get back to the line of scrimmage. He does get 3 that time, but still a 3rd and 11 now for the Buckeyes offense. C.J. Stroud calls a man in motion, wants to throw, sets his feet, fires, and it's dropped by Christian. He had a first down, maybe even more than that if he had caught that one, but now a 2nd and 10. The Gamecocks going to run the read option. Julius Canary's got it wide open up the right side of the field, past the 40, down to the 35. Markham at the 30. A big run by Julius Canary here on the 2-minute drill. Now he's going to throw it on 2nd and 11, and Scott Hall catches it in heavy traffic. Now a 2nd and 10, a half a minute remains. Julius Canary rolls out, wants to fire, plants his feet, throws it, and it's caught. Touchdown, Landon Sampson. He found the open spot in the end zone, and the Gamecocks will go up 12-3 here as we head into halftime. That is the score still. They would not convert the 2-point conversion. So the Buckeyes only trail by 9 now instead of 11, and it is a drop there on 2nd down. They're going to face a 3rd and 8 to start the drive, the first drive of the second half. C.J. Stroud wants to get this offense going, but they continuously fail, and it's intercepted by O'Donnell Fortune again. C.J. Stroud tried to force it into double coverage, underthrew it, and just like that, the Gamecocks are cooking in Buckeyes territory. 1st and 10. Jake Canary's going to fire as he's hitting Corey Rucker, spinning down to the 10. It's a 33-yard catch for the number 1 wide receiver on the roster. Now 3rd and 14. Marshawn going to get it off the counter and into the end zone. They're going to mark him short. I mean, you cannot mark that short. He was very clearly in the end zone, but they would not review it. So 1st and goal from the 1. Marshawn barrels in, and he's got a 0-yard touchdown run. It is going to be a 19-3 ball game. The Buckeyes desperately need an answer here. C.J. Stroud's going to run to Travion Henderson, who cuts it back, finally gets those leg churning. He was the top Heisman candidate for a while there. Now it is a 1st and 10 for the Buckeyes. C.J. Stroud's going to take it. He's going to keep it himself, and he's wrangled down, looking for the horse collar. All the players are motioning for it, but it is not called. They're 2 for 9 on 3rd downs, and they face a 3rd and 16 now here. 5.5 minutes remain in the 3rd. C.J. Stroud, they're racing against time. He's going to launch this one down the field, and it should have been picked off by Keenan Nelson. But instead, the Gamecocks get the ball back. 1st and 10. Canary goes to pitch it. It's blocked down, and it's picked up by the Buckeyes. A 3rd turnover for the Gamecocks. That one was a lot quicker than the others as Julius Canary just drops it And the Buckeyes now get it deep in Gamecock territory. 1st and 10. Stroud picks it off the read option, throws it to the end zone, and it's caught. Emeka Egbuka with a 14-yard catch and run into the end zone, and they are back in this one, 19-10 now, as Marshawn spun around and flips through the air, but he's got a first down of 13 yards. 4 of 8 on third downs. Now it's a 3rd and 3 for the Gamecocks. Marshawn plays action there. He's going to throw it down the right side, and Rucker brings it in, and that is a big first down. Now 1st and 10. Julius Canary. He wants to throw down the middle. Intercepted again. Hancock, who just got the recovery on the fumble. He fumbles it, though, on the return. Scott Hall picks it up, bringing it into the end zone. Scott Hall, Johnny on the spot, and the interception turns into a disaster for the Buckeyes. Hancock intercepts it. He gets hit. He fumbles it. And the Gamecocks pick it up and run it into the end zone. Now 2nd and 10. C.J. Stroud's pass is batted down. He's hit right as he wants to release it. The Gamecocks defense now, 3rd and 10. They have been standing tall all game long, and they do it again. Travion Henderson with a 3-yard loss, and the Gamecocks get back on the field. 2nd and 7. Marshawn's going to run the stretch right up the right side across the playoff logo. He's got a first down now, 1st and 10. Julius Canary's going to run the jet sweep to Corey Rucker. Some nice blocking. He gets around the edge, across the 40, down to the 30, down to the 25. A big run there for Corey Rucker, doing everything for this offense. Now, right around a minute remains. Lavesa Carroll's got it. He's got room on the left side. Runs over a couple of men, and that's a touchdown as he dives in. 25 yards for the future starter next year. He is showing us what we have in tune for our offensive running game next season, as he's got a first down, 33-10 now. The final seconds of the 3rd quarter. We are now under a minute remaining. C.J. Stroud is going to be a run to Travion Henderson. He's got a couple of yards. They have not been able to get anything going now. 3rd and 8 for the Buckeyes. Around 30 seconds now remain. Stroud. He's got a little bit of protection. He's going to heave this one deep, and he's got his man at the 30. Fortune misses him at the 20, and that's a touchdown for Emeka Egbuka. 73 yards for the Buckeyes, the 2nd touchdown of the day for C.J. Stroud. And now they have a good spot in this one. The Gamecocks now on 3rd and 4. Get it to Brandon Robinson. He tries to spin away, but he's quickly brought down. And now the Buckeyes get the ball back with a chance to make a big splash here if they get a touchdown. Stroud's going to throw it to the outside. Should have been picked off. Evan Pryor somehow holds on to it, but he doesn't even get a single yard. Now 2nd and 10 for the offense. C.J. Stroud's going to go to the screen play. He's got a couple of guys there. A broken tackle. Sanders misses him. Down the sideline, past the 40, down to the 32. Mayan Williams. A big run there after he broke the first few tackles. 2nd and 10 now. Stroud wants to go to the air. It's Egbuka again. He's got a big catch and run, cutting outside, and he's got a first down inside the red zone now. The Buckeyes, 2nd and 5. C.J. Stroud, he's got 2 backs to his sides. He's going to fake it to one. He's going to run it himself. He's got the first down, breaking a tackle right at the goal line, and they're going to call him short. He almost got in. Now 1st and goal. C.J. Stroud on the goal line stand. He's going to go to Mayan Williams. He breaks the tackle, and he's in. Shrugging a man off of him. And the Buckeyes, I would have thought they were going to go for 2. But for whatever reason, they settled for the extra point. It is a 10-point game now. 33-23. Julius Canary is sacked. He's having the worst possible game of his life right now, and at the worst possible moment. 3rd and 11 for the Gamecocks. Canary desperately needs to pull a rabbit out of a hat here. He is running the clock down as far as he possibly can. 3rd and 11. Canary steps to the right, runs around a couple of guys, jumping and leaping for the first down. He's got it out of bounds. It is a big first down gain there. Now 1st and 10 later on the same drive. Canary play action. He wants to go deep down the field. Fires to the open man. Robinson cuts inside to avoid the sidelines. And that is a 20-yard gain for the Gamecocks now. 2.5 minutes remain. 1st and 10. Julius Canary wants to go to the air, fires to the outside, into coverage, it's intercepted for a 4th time. This one's Burke again, and that is the 5th turnover of the day. Now the Buckeyes take over on 1st and 10. CJ Stroud's going to fire to his man outside. That's Julian Fleming. An 11-yard gain there, 2nd and 1st and 10 with 2 minutes and 5 seconds remaining. The Buckeyes rushing back to the line. Stroud wants to set his feet. Fire to an open man. Marvin Harrison Jr. down the sidelines into the 5, down at the 4. Somehow he got wide open. Now 2nd and goal. Stroud all alone in the backfield. He wants to go to the end zone. Fires, and he's got his man Brown. Caleb Brown with a 4-yard catch, and that is a 3-point ball game. The Gamecocks drive, probably the biggest of the day for him here. They can run the clock down on the read option. Julius Canieri's got the 1st down and then some. He's got a big gain there. 8 yards now. 1st and 10. Canieri to the counter. Carroll got some speed on the right side. Into the open field and a missed tackle. He's right back into the end zone. Another big run. 38 yards for Lavesa Carroll as the Buckeyes take over on a 2nd and 10, down by 10 now. 1:21 remains. Stroud wants to bullseye it. It's tipped in the air and picked off by Blanton. Stone Blanton running it down the left sideline to the 5 and into the end zone. What a turn of events. That should just about be the dagger for the Gamecocks. What a way to end this one, essentially a 17-point ball game. CJ Stroud not giving up. He's going to heave it deep again, and he's got his man Egbuka again. Past the 5, and it's a touchdown again. 75 yards. I believe the one earlier was right around that as well. So the Buckeyes didn't go down without a fight, but that is going to be all they had left in the tank as your South Carolina Gamecocks will kneel it down, and they are officially the 2025 national champions here. 47-37 is your final here in the playoff national championship. We are officially at the end of season 3 here as we have been crowned national champions, and we did not do it in the prettiest of fashions, but at the end of the day, a win is a win. Ohio State struggled all game long, but they came on very, very quickly in the fourth quarter. CJ Stroud was on fire with 300 yards total, 4 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, almost all of that coming in from that fourth quarter performance. They also had a good running game there, a running game by committee there. Nobody was too exceptional there. Then they did have Egbuka with 5 catches, 189 yards, and 3 of those 4 touchdowns. Julius Canieri, I saw some things that I don't really like from him, and despite a great season, I don't think his job is solidified as the starter next year, especially with redshirt freshman and highly touted quarterback Johnny King coming out of his redshirt season next year. He's going to have a chance at the first spot. Braden Davis will have a chance. Colton Gautier will have a chance. But 16 for 30, 300 yards, 1 touchdown, 4 picks. Just not a good way to finish the year. Marshawn, unfortunately, the running game struggled. He had 20 attempts, 82 yards, and a touchdown. But Lavesa Carroll, good signs for next season. 5 rushes, 93 yards, and 2 touchdowns there. I expect him to excel in this offense next year. Corey Rucker obviously was amazing, 4 for 134. Landon Sampson, 3 for 74. But let's talk about how great the defense was. O'Donnell Fortune, 5 tackles, an interception. Stone Blanton, 5 tackles, 1 for loss, an interception for a touchdown. Nick Minowori, 5 tackles, 1 for loss. We had another guy down here, Anthony Rose, with an interception. It was a good all-around defensive game, and they're really the biggest reason we won this game because our offense was not producing at the level we're used to. As you can see, we finished with a lot more yards than they did. They barely less passing yards than we did. We had more rushing yards than they did by a lot. I mean, a lot. We were better on 3rd downs. We were tied on 4th downs. We were worse in the red zone because of all the turnovers, but they had a lot of turnovers too. So it was just a tough game, but at the end of the day, we won, and that's really, if we're being honest, that's all that matters as far as ending the season goes. No matter how pretty or how ugly it was, we ended up winning the national championship, and that's the biggest accomplishment you can have. As you can see, the rest of bowl season is complete. A couple of interesting matchups have went through. Appalachian State doesn't have their logo for whatever reason, but they took down Air Force in a nail-biter. Louisiana Tech took down Georgia Southern. Let's go ahead and see if we can get to the more important ranked matchups. Georgia Tech lost to Texas State in the Mayo Bowl. Old Dominion beat up on Georgia State. An interesting matchup there. Wake Forest squeaks by Kansas State. Florida State beats Memphis. Let's see, Minnesota, the Big Ten championship loser, beats Iowa State 27-24, UNLV 41-21, Washington State 55-48. Oregon dominates Oklahoma State, a big win there in the Alamo Bowl. The Ducks choked there at the end of the year. As we remember, they were on track basically no matter what to take us on in the national championship game, assuming both of us won, but they lost to USC in their conference championship game, so that cost them an appearance here in the national championship. Baylor beat up on Illinois. North Carolina basically just barely squeaks by Texas A&M there in the Music City Bowl. Washington beats NC State by 3. Arkansas beats East Carolina 42-25. The Pirates have been a staple in this series so far. They have been very good across the Dynasty, but they have not quite got over the hump. They usually end up losing about 4 to 5 games despite a 8-0 start. So it's a tough job there in East Carolina. I do expect their coaches to continue getting big jobs or bigger jobs when they leave if they keep performing like that. Georgia dominates Iowa 48-21. Syracuse takes down Auburn, a couple of orange teams there. North Texas beats ULM. Let's see any other big matchups. Florida beats up on Michigan State in the Cheez-It Bowl 56-14. Penn State, they are number 2 in the country. They would have been against us in the national championship game if they had just beat Ohio State. They lost by 2 against the Buckeyes earlier in the season. They dominated USC 41-27. Florida Atlantic 38-24 as they upset the Sooners. The Sooners had no losses coming into our matchup against the Gamecocks. They lost there, and they get their second loss of the season against the Florida Atlantic Owls. Alabama dominates Kansas, and last but not least, Notre Dame upsets Miami there in the Orange Bowl 42-36. We will go over the statistics and everything else once we get into our off-season live stream, but that is going to basically wrap up this season 3. We finished the year 14-0. I am so excited that we finally got a national championship here under our belt here in season 3, but next year is going to be an even tougher test to see if we can withstand some of the seniors we're losing, if we can replace their production, and let's see who exactly is going to be taking that quarterback spot going forward out of Julius Canary, Braden Davis, Colton Gautier, and Johnny King. As always, I hope you all have enjoyed this series and this episode. I hope each and every one of y'all can have a great rest of your days. Make sure to hit the like button, subscribe, and turn on post notifications so my videos are suggested to you and you don't miss out on any future installments of this series. As always, I'll see you next episode. Peace.